It's the tassel question.
Commencement morning instructions.
Looking up which tassel is supposed to be on which side. One of two tassels. Yeah, Becky's graduating today.
By the way, I think our timing
at Oberlin. Kind of pretty. This is Oberlin College. Doing a 360 and then a selfie of me.
All that this moment holds. Please join with me each in your own way as I share these words. Across time and place we gather as one under the shade of that forever-reaching elm tree, where founders cast a vision for this place, Oberlin, a place of no small dreams, a covenant community peculiar toward a greater good, a more noble way. Today we believe that inspiration lives on in this place, and we are here to bear witness to it. We have only to look around us to be astounded, family at our sides, classmates who have been there for us, students, alumni, members of faculty, staff, mentors who have encouraged us along the way. We are forever grateful. And thankful today for our honored guests whose lives we study. May their humility so warmly extended turn our gaze inward, where lives in each of us the potential to triumph, to right a simple wrong, to seek justice and love mercy, to begin with generosity, not suspicion, to listen boldly even as we speak. May the pride in our historic first set our minds and hearts to engage the most challenging demands of our day, that we may be among first in what matters most. Our beloved community, alma mater, experiment always needs our courage. When we are too much in our own way, lift the brilliant musicians of these 150 years who perfect our praise, true our affections, and expand our sense of awe. May the spirit of inclusion embolden us to ever-widening circles where everyone belongs, no one is less, forever upholding the dignity of all. May the goodness, the loving kindness of any who have departed our community live in our memory always, even as we are mindful today of those who are somewhere fighting an uphill battle. May the learning and labor rooted here instruct our lives that which nature affords, taking no more than is truly required. One more thing, may there be joy abundant on this day of all days, joy for this class. And now as we prepare in these exercises to take leave, blessings be on the Oberlin family always, that Oberlin might live to its name. May the degrees conferred here mark us with the intellectual reflexes and spiritual habits required in a world too great for anything but truth, too small for anything but love. Amen.
Oberlin College Board of Trustees, and I'm delighted to welcome our students, parents and families, faculty and emeriti faculty, alumni, trustees and honorary trustees.
Everyone to Commencement 2016, marking the 183rd year of Oberlin College and celebrating 150 years of the Oberlin Conservatory of Music. For the College of Arts and Sciences and for the Conservatory of Music, this has been another outstanding year. Thank you, class of 2016, for contributing so much to our success. Right now, I would invite you to stand and to acknowledge the people who helped you be here today, namely your parents, your grandparents, your family members, and your friends. Thank you.
Bechdel's long-running comic strip, Dykes to Watch Out For, was at once a lesbian feminist soap opera and a chronicle of a historical moment. The strip demonstrated Bechdel's deft use of words and images to explore what would become hallmark themes of her work: the dynamics of identities and desires, political economies and individual choices, communities and conflicts, the ordinary and the unexpected, humor and anger, and the messy, compelling, ongoing business of living, loving, and being human in a world where the status women historically barred entry to that state. Bechdel's subsequent graphic memoirs, including the award-winning Fun Home in 2006 and Are You My Mother in 2012, braid the personal and the specific with the literary and theoretical to explore profound questions: how we make sense of ourselves and each other through texts and images, the unstable relationship of objects and subjects, the interplay of hope and grief, memory and narrative, and, perhaps especially appropriate at a commencement, endings, beginnings, and the painful challenges, but also remarkable possibilities in what is always incomplete, whether it is ourselves, our art, our relationships, or our world. In 2014, Bechdel was named a MacArthur Fellow in recognition of the innovative power of her creative work. In Fun Home, she muses, "What would happen if we spoke the truth?" Her words and images continue to do just that, and in doing so, reveal that the truth is not a fixed external state we seek to capture, but rather a dynamic process that occurs when hand takes up pen. It is thus my honor, Mr. President, to present Alison Bechdel, class of '81, for the degree Doctor of Humanities.
Alison Bechdel of the Oberlin class. Alison Bechdel of the Oberlin class of 1981, critically acclaimed cartoonist, award-winning graphic memoirist, and MacArthur Fellow. In the name of your college, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humanities with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining.
But not surprising at all, the #1 name on every list as the greatest soprano of the last quarter of the 20th century was the only admirable Jessie Norman. Miss Norman's career is one of the most spectacular of the entire 20th century. She has sung with the greatest conductors and orchestras in the most important concert halls and opera houses on the planet. Her repertoire list is just staggering, and there are few artists in the world who have done as much and done it as well as Miss Norman. operas, oratorios, song recitals, new age, jazz. She's sung it all. Miss Norman has a one-of-a-kind, gorgeous voice, which cannot be categorized and which can only be described as the voice of the great Jessie Norman. Her magnificent diction, her deep intensity and ability to communicate with an audience make every one of her performances a study in how to do it. Jessie, we cannot thank you enough for all you have done for this world in so many ways, and for honoring Oberlin today with your presence to commemorate the 150th anniversary of the founding of the Oberlin Conservatory of Music. Mr. President, it is my great honor to present to you Jessie Norman for the honorary degree of Doctor of Music.
Jessie Norman, world-renowned singer and recording artist, educator, philanthropist, and National Medal of the Arts awardee. In the name of Oberlin College, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Music with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining. It is now my great honor to ask Miss Jessie Norman to deliver our commencement address.
I am of the opinion that life belongs to the community. And as long as I live, I shall do for it whatever I can. Life is no small candle to me, but is rather a sort of splendid torch, which I have got hold of for a moment. And I wish to make it burn as brightly as possible before passing it on to future generations. I greet you today with the words of George Bernard Shaw. I would imagine that a lot of you recognize the quote. A guideline for life, perhaps? A happy good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, President Krislov, deans, trustees, and other administrators of Oberlin College, my fellow honorees, all the assistants and others who administer the administrators. Faculty with tenure, faculty without tenure, parents, family members, and anyone else who helped to pay the bills, spouses and children of graduates, lovers and ex-lovers, well, you know who you are. Staff members who cooked and cleaned all these semesters for the class of 2016. In other words, my friends, all who have helped to create this glorious day, and isn't it a beautiful one? But most of all, my greetings to you, the graduates, you who are about to end one stage of life and embark upon another with our hopes and our hearts at your side. Congratulations, one and all. We are gathered together as one diverse family this morning to honor this passage with you. I wish to address you as a family, a whole, because I fear we are too often separated into groups that celebrate only one part of ourselves, and we need to experience this day together. I would like to speak to your contributions as a whole, because I find we are too often treated as though work with our bodies were less important than work with our minds. Our heads more significant than our hearts. If you and I were sitting here in an era other than this wildly modern one, we would rest on chairs or stools made by hand. Each one a little different from the other, each one a unique expression of human creativity. We would wear woven clothing and carved jewelry that would be a part of a communal tradition, yet individually unique. We would celebrate with food and drink, which would be creations in themselves, taken from vessels that would be objects of art, as well as utensils for everyday use. We would surely be singing and dancing together. We would be living artfully without trying. Albert Einstein, and surely no commencement remarks can be complete without at least one quote from the great man, stated, quote, "When I examine myself and my method of thought, I come to the conclusion that the gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing knowledge." The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing knowledge. Albert Einstein. Creativity, fantasy. Now, if Einstein felt this way, I would encourage you, the class of 2016, with all the training and hard work that have gone into your being here today, to raise your hands to the sky and rejoice in your own fantasies, your own creative spirits.
Daniel Becker. James Beach. Christopher Bell. Emily Bell. Elizabeth Bentavegna. Maxime Baclaw. Rebecca Berenbaum. Emma Berg. Sonia Berg. Alexandra Berger. Claire Berger. Lindsay Bernhardt. Matthias Martinez. Brandon Burkott.
Thank you so much. When's yours coming?
Sureshi Bhattacharya.